Samantha Scholars. It's Miss Sam reading with you from the Copper Queen Library Annex in San Jose. This week's theme for our summer reading program is Imagine Your History. So, along with that theme, we're going to be reading The True Story of the Three Little Pigs by a Wolf, as told to Jon Scieszka, illustrated by Lane Smith. But before we get into that book, I'd like to do something a little bit different today. Instead of our imagination exploration, where we close our eyes and breathe, I'd like to go and do a silly session. Everything's been so serious lately, and I think that we need just a little bit of silliness. What do you think? Will you do this with me? Great, I'm glad to hear that. Let's find a comfortable position on the floor, sitting like this, and we'll start our session. All right, I'd like to start our session off with our face, okay? So let's make our face as small as we possibly can, okay? Get really small, really tiny, teeny tiny face. Are you making your face tiny? Okay, all right, now make it really big. Make your face as big as you can. Open your eyes and your mouth, and then make it really small again. Really tiny. And then big again. Tiny, big, tiny, big. Keep going real fast. Shake it off. Good job, guys. That was fun. Did you enjoy doing that with your face? All right, now let's make some sounds. Can you copy these sounds with me? Very good. Now can you go meow, 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 meow. Very good. Let's try them both together, okay? Meow, 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 meow. That sounded silly, didn't it? All right, now let's take our voices and go from top to bottom, okay? So go as low as you can. All right, now let's try and go from the bottom to the top. Good job, good job. Now let's go down and up. Now we'll slow it down. All right, now we've been going up and down, but let's go side to side, okay? Woo, 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 woo. Now let's make it sound like a car. Ready? Good job, good job. All right, now that we've got our face and our noise, let's add our bodies, okay? So maybe we can start with our shoulders. Let's shake them around a little bit. Maybe you want to do some circles. Maybe forwards, right? Let's go backwards. Backwards with our circles and our shoulders. Very good, very good. Okay, now let's shimmy, okay? So one shoulder forward and then the other shoulder forward. We'll start slow. So shoulder, 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 right, left, right, left, Now faster. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Now faster. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. And now as fast as you can go. Very good. Now maybe we want to put our hands in there, right? So let's try, maybe let's do some waves, right? Kind of go up from our shoulders, bring our elbows up, then to our wrists, our fingers, and down. Okay, so shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers, down. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers, down. Can you do that any faster? Let's try. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers. All right, let's make it smooth, okay? So try and make it look as much like a wave as you can. Very good. Very good. Good try. Now maybe we can try one arm to the other. Is that too advanced? One arm to the other. I know you guys are good dancers out there, so maybe we'll try that one on a different time. But now let's get kind of our ribs into it, okay? So we're gonna pretend like the bottom of our ribs is a circle, right? We're looking down on the circle, okay? And we are moving our circle around just like this, like we're hula hooping. So we're gonna take our ribs, go to the side and then back, and then the other side and up, side, back, side, up, side, back, side, front, side, back, side, front, and keep going. Can you make a circle? Can you go really slow and smooth? How about faster? Stirring it up, and faster. All right, let's try the other way. And slow. Front, side, back, side, front, side, back, side, front, side, back, side. And smooth and slow. Front, side, back, side. Front, side, back, side. Front, side, back, side. And let's go as fast as we can now, okay? Front, side, back, side, front, side, back, side, front, side, back, side. Woo! All right. Now here's the fun part. I want you to take any of those things that we just did with our face, with our voices, or with our bodies, and do the silliest combination you can, okay? Ready, set, go. I am tired. Did you enjoy that silly session? Great. I think it's time to start reading our book, so let's close out our session. Great job. Thank you for getting silly with me. Are you ready to start reading? I'm sorry, one more time? Excellent. Let's get started. The True Story of the Three Little Pigs by A. Wolf, as told to Jon Scieszka and illustrated by Lane Smith. Everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs, or at least they think they do, but I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big bad, too. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. Look at that. What are those? Wolf ears, maybe. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold, and I ran out of sugar. He's sick and he's baking a cake for his granny? Interesting. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house of straw? So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house, so I called, little pig, are you in?" No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed a great sneeze. Achoo! Do you see the little pig? And you know what? That whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw, so I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there. Would you let a big cheeseburger go to waste? Interesting to think about. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar, so I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in?" He yelled back, "Go away, Wolf, you can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin. Look at that, he's got all these little hairs. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth, but a great sneeze came out. And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. What is that? Those look like, it looks like a dinner plate, doesn't it, right? There's a spoon and a knife and some forks. Now, you know food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open, so I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better. And I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He had built his house of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in?" And do you know what that rude little porker answered? "Get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again." That seems kind of rude, don't you think? Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't give me even one little cup for my dear sweet old granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled, "And your old granny can sit on a pin." Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course I was trying to break down the pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. Looks like reporters came. The rest, as they say, is history. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting, so they jazzed up the story with all that huff and puff and blow your house down, and they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. The real story. I was framed. But maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar? The end. Thanks for reading with me today, scholars. Did you enjoy our story? What do you think about the wolf's side of the story? Now that you have some perspective, do you think he's telling the truth? Very interesting. Well, scholars, I really enjoyed reading with you today, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Please don't forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel if you want some more literacy content. Thanks again, scholars, and happy reading.